Okay, welcome to the West Virginia Entrepreneurship Ecosystem August meeting. We are very excited to be here. It's back to school. We're back, we're working hard, and we do want to shout out Amber Ravenscroft did have little Lucy on Monday the 29th. Mom and baby Lucy are home doing very well, and we miss them. And I would like to share my gratitude to Judy Moore, who is going to be our guest co-chair until Amber is back. So Judy, I'm going to send it over to you to say a little welcome and introduce our first guest.
Thanks so much, Tara. I really appreciate the opportunity to co-chair. Really happy to hear about Amber, and we'll be excited for her to get back into this co-chair position, but I'm happy to be here while I can be. So, to start off our great call with information and updates, we have Louis Argento from Partner Capital, Community Capital, with a spotlight on West Virginia Recreational Economies Initiative. Louis, it's all yours.
Yes, hello. Thank you for having me, and congratulations from our organization to Amber. I appreciate the opportunity to come and talk about our organization, Partner Community Capital, and one of our initiatives referred to as the West Virginia Recreational Economies Initiative. First, I'll start with a little background on Partner Community Capital and some things we can do to help entrepreneurs in the state. Partner Community Capital, to put it simply, kind of has two sides to our house. One is the loan side, so we make loans directly to entrepreneurs, small business owners, nonprofits. We also help work with banks to help them get loans done that they may otherwise have issues getting approved. We also will do loans to startups if it makes sense, startup businesses. That's something that banks generally do not do. So if you have entrepreneurs or someone on this call that has a loan that they need, having problems getting, we're happy to talk to you about it. But I'm primarily here to talk about our other side of our house today, which is our grants administration side. And I work specifically under one initiative that we have that we call the West Virginia Recreational Economies Initiative. And I dropped a link where you can learn more in the chat from our website. We refer to it as the acronym is West Virginia REI. So under the Recreational Economies Initiative, we work with small businesses and nonprofits who operate in the tourism or recreation sector. This initiative is in partnership with West Virginia Tourism, Hatfield McCoy Trails, the Woodlands, a few others, and primarily backed by ARC. So we work with small businesses and nonprofits in the tourism and recreation sectors. And so you don't have to be a rafting company or a cycling company or a rock climbing company to qualify. If you think about what is a tourism or recreation business, think about any business that a visitor can use. So also including that as restaurants, some retail shops, some service businesses, so on and so forth. So what we do for these businesses, we provide free in-house support, business advising. We help them with financial projections, loan packaging. If you're a startup business, we help you get off the ground and whatever kind of help you may need. We also help businesses set up accounting systems when they're starting out. So kind of any kind of free in-house business advising they might need, we can help with. We also, and what most of our clients are more excited about is our third-party grant funding. So, commonly referred to as technical assistance. We've all heard that phrase, which is a pretty big umbrella. So under our third-party grant funding, we can help with professional or technical services that a business or nonprofit may need, which can include marketing. It can include engineering or architecture. Let me back up and say marketing could be a lot of different things. It can be, a website, it can be photography, it can be videography, it can be branding or logo work. We also help certain pre-development projects with engineering and architecture. So if you got a cabin rental place, we can help with the initial, a lot of times the first step for projects like that is the engineering layout or architecture for those projects. So we can do that. We also help to pay for feasibility studies, which so many times can take a project from the concept stage to the action stages. We can help get some questions answered for clients with those feasibility studies. You also help pay for surveying. We're going to also help pay for consultants, some specialty consultants that a certain business may need. And the list can really go on and on. As long as it's a professional or technical service, we can step in and help fund that if they qualify. And so what that looks like on the ground, right now we've got 45 active projects and 54 that have completed. We've done a ton of websites. We've done a ton of these engineering projects for some rail trails. We're working on almost every rail trail in the state right now to help them with either marketing or some advanced, the next phase of their trail, some engineering or trail development projects. So I would encourage any of you guys to reach out if I can help. I'll drop my contact in the chat as well. I will say that our application process is very simple. We just need an application completed and the proposal that you would like for us, or the business or nonprofit would like for us to consider covering. And that's the only two things we need. So time's up.
I like the music going on there. Thanks so much.
Well, I hope I covered everything okay there, but feel free to reach out if anyone has questions or requests. We love to take a look at them.
Yeah, thanks, Louie. And if you have questions for Louie, you can always drop them in the chat. We'll get to them a little later. Over to you, Tara.
All right. Thanks, Louie. That was great. We really appreciate your support as well as PCAPS. I've gotten several texts just in the couple of minutes that you were speaking, so be expecting some emails from this group. Okay, next up, Daniel, can you please talk to us about your research on West Virginia female and minority entrepreneurs in rural areas?
Absolutely. Let me see if I can get this shared without blowing things up here. All right, are you all seeing my screen?
Yes, you might want to just put it in presenter mode so it's a little closer. There you go.
Is it in presenter mode now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I just want to acknowledge our team here. This is a national level project. My position is with West Virginia University Extension. Usually that work then focuses right here in the state, but this is a project that we're doing with folks across the Northeast region. So I want to acknowledge them and also acknowledge the funding from USDA NIFA. So just a quick overview of the project. So rural areas consistently have weak labor markets, right? All of us working in West Virginia know that most of our rural counties are dominated by just a handful of industries. So if things go south, the entire economy of the region can go south. Labor force participation is often a huge issue. Part of that's a function of age, but again, part of it is just also a function of not having the same economic opportunities as metro places. We do have really good information on self-employment and how that contributes to improved economic outcomes, changes in culture, that entrepreneurial mindset, even in places where entrepreneurship may be a form of necessity, right? It still provides a way for folks to kind of fill in gaps and help that local economy. The other thing, and this is what I always think is interesting and why I wanted to share my screen here, is that self-employment dispersion is not uniform. And that's true for minority groups, but it's also true by place. And unfortunately, most of the research that we have doesn't often focus on this issue, right? It doesn't look at how minorities are impacted. It doesn't look at how rural areas are impacted. So that's what our research is focusing on. So here again, some of those images that I think are really important. You can see female entrepreneurship rates compared to male entrepreneurship rates here. Black-owned businesses compared to white and Hispanic-owned businesses. That difference in the non-metro area is pretty stark. And then the spatial differences, right? So we can see that for Appalachia and a lot of the distressed areas in the traditional Black Belt, we don't see a lot of self-employment for Blacks and for women. So the purpose of our work is really to understand what's driving these differences. A big part of that is looking at these place-based factors that you see here. And some of these I think are things that we'd like to interrogate more. And when I get to the what do we need, we can maybe talk about that if we've got time. But we're looking at things like social capital, right? And we've got good measures.
Daniel, I'm so sorry. We're actually out of time.
Oh no! I only got 2 minutes, didn't I? Well, then
Yes,
here's what I'm
yes.
going to say.
But we would love to have you come back on a later meeting and get you a bigger time slot, and maybe we can go ahead and just share this information around with the group so they can take a look at it while they work on it.
Absolutely. Sorry. Thank you.
No, absolutely. So Judy, I'll send it back over to you.
Okay, thanks, Tara. So next up, we have Kevin Thompson with an exciting announcement coming from the US EDA. Kevin, it's yours.
Well, thank you. I touched base with Tara this week because our friends and colleagues over at the Economic Development Administration announced a $2.3 million grant to support entrepreneurial growth and small business in West Virginia. And the splits, there were 2 awards or subventions, one to the Center for Applied Research and Technology in Princeton, West Virginia. They will receive $1.5 million to establish the West Virginia Create Center, providing support to small businesses and entrepreneurs. And there's a match, local fund match of $365K. The other awardee was the High Tech Foundation in Fairmont, which will receive $848,800 in operational expenses for a statewide collaborative entrepreneurial assistance program. And this investment will also be matched with local funds to the tune of $212,000. The EDA press release announced that the High Tech Foundation project was made possible by the regional planning efforts led by the Regional Intergovernmental Council. A few items from my agency. As I mentioned, the Economic Development Administration is a partner, and we have a lot of intersection as we look at the United States between economic development and workforce development. For a number of years, ETA has administered a competency model clearinghouse. And I wanted to let everybody know who may be unfamiliar with the competency model clearinghouse. We have about 30 models, including one directed at entrepreneurship. And our staff worked with the National Consortium for Entrepreneur Education, MBA research, and other experts, including those from SBA, to update the model in 2023, which will...
Wow. That time
We're-
goes really fast. I'm so
Oh.
sorry. 2
Well, what
minutes
I
just
can- I
goes
can-
like that.
I'm sorry, too. There were a number of other things I wanted to cover, but let me put all the links in the email, and then Tara, I can send you a follow-up email if it's useful for the audience.
Yes.
And maybe we can have you back again. So really interesting information, though. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Yes, thank you for taking the time to come on, Kevin. We really appreciate it. You are a wealth of knowledge, and we appreciate that announcement. And congratulations to the 2 awardees from the EDA Fund. So we are very proud of the work that you're doing across the state of West Virginia. Okay, next up, Ariana, tell us about what's going on with Right to Start and the Statement of Principles. What do you need from us?
Hi, everyone. Let me pull up my screen really quick. Maybe quickly. We're close. Okay. Hi. I think I have shared about Right to Start previously on our calls. I am the West Virginia advocate for an organization called Right to Start. Our primary purpose is to support entrepreneurs through, number one, making entrepreneurship a civic priority, and number two, through supporting entrepreneurs across the United States via different channels, including advocates like myself. We, over the next couple of weeks, leading up to the election in particular, we are making a big push to sign our statement of principles. This slide sort of outlines our major principles. And if you are interested in signing and supporting us, you can go to the QR code there. I'll send it in the chat as well. Essentially, what this statement of principles does is we hope that it will show, number one, bipartisan support, and number two, great national support from entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship stakeholders and people sort of in the same realm. Essentially to say that we hope that the United States as a country will support entrepreneurs and will do so by passing legislation and supporting us in various ways in order to kind of protect and nourish our businesses, to help people grow ecosystems, to help anybody who wants to start a business do so and feel like they have the opportunity to do that within the United States.
Great timing. All right. Thanks, Ariana. Over to you, Judy.
Okay, so next we will hear from Carrie White about E3's work in Marshall County. Carrie?
Hi, thanks, Judy. Hi, everybody. I know I've been here for the last few months and talking about this exciting new project, and I just want to bring it top of mind to everybody again, because as you may or may not know, E3 has secured a 3-year pilot program in Marshall County to start doing county-wide ecosystem building for entrepreneurs and resource providers. So we're really excited about this program. Can't wait to get started. The official announcement from the commission comes out next week, and then we will be kicking off strong for the next 3 years on building this ecosystem. So I want everyone to know about it. It's something that we hope to replicate anywhere and everywhere. And if you know somebody who is either a resource provider or an entrepreneur in Marshall County, or if you are that person, please get in touch with us. We're working on starting to build our database now. And we want to make sure that we spend the next 3 years working efficiently and effectively to represent entrepreneurship in Marshall County. And we did. I think I saw Scott Rieger here on the call, but we did unofficially kick this off with a pitch competition through the Marshall County Chamber. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Scott for doing the unofficial launch. So thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Carrie. I'm really excited about that project in Marshall County, so I'm looking forward to seeing that progress. Okay, next up, do we have John on with the West Virginia Autism? He is looking to put on a neurodivergence lunch and learn. Okay.
I dropped my information and contact information in the registration for a set of lunch and learns in September into the chat. Since no one had mentioned it yet, I wanted to take a moment and to talk about the West Virginia Regional Tech Park held a panel discussion yesterday on ethically powered AI. And that's an ongoing project with them that I just thought tied in with entrepreneurship really well. And if you weren't aware of it, there it is. For me, I'm working on community work and training with neurodivergence, especially working at workforce development and entrepreneurship, seeing how that is an area of self-employment that is normally open and we're not great at providing services for it, or in some cases are limited. That can impact up to 30% of the population in most areas and potentially higher in West Virginia. For September, I'm doing a series of lunch and learns that will focus on sort of introduction of, what is neurodivergence, what does it look like, how can it affect customers, employees, employers, and what kind of supports or resources can you put in place to help with that as a means of making sure that everybody is able to participate and improving quality of life. And with that, I'll give you back 30 seconds.
Great. Thanks so much, John. We appreciate it. Over to you, Judy.
Okay, so at the core of a lot of our thriving communities, we'll find artisans. And so here from the Tamarack Foundation for the Arts is Dominica Queen to tell us what they have going on. Dominica?
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me on the call. Like Judy said, I'm Dominica Queen. I'm the Operations Director for the Tamarack Foundation for the Arts. And today I just wanted to give everyone a quick update on some of the progress we've made with the Creative Network Subcommittee of WVEE. For the past 5 months, we've been leading the Creative Network Subcommittee on Arts Entrepreneurship. And we've had conversations with our cross-sector team of committee members, that have unearthed lots of potential resources for sharing and collaboration. Through this work of the subcommittee, we will be continuing the conversation to assess and address the needs of creatives as a key part of a diverse economic future for West Virginia. The meetings have given us an opportunity to begin shaping solutions that respond to areas of focus identified in our participatory action research listening sessions and statewide survey of creatives over the past 3 years. I will drop those focus areas in the chat for later reference, but we've identified lots of legal support services. We have been working on expanding our creative network connections and facilitating mentorship, which leads to leadership and community building. We've also had great conversations around alternative lenders like Partner Community Capital. Shout out to them for the things they make available to us, and also all of our artists that are looking for different styles of loans than you might find in a typical startup. We were also able to speak with the Capital Subcommittee, so we've had some crossover with them, and it's just been fantastic. We've talked about lots of things, and we're ready to start shifting gears into the work of making these resources we've gathered accessible and building solutions to fill gaps. So in October, we're planning to bring on a few more people, and if you're interested, you can email me. We meet monthly for about an hour, and there's usually an hour of pre-work.
Good job. Thanks, Dominica, very much. Please drop your information in the chat if you haven't already. And back to you, Tara.
Thank you. Thanks, Judy. Thanks, Dominica. Okay, everyone, listen up. Eva Tor is coming on, and she needs the help of the ecosystem to source materials. What materials she needs, I am not clear. So we're going to send it over to Eva.
Hi, everyone. As Sarah said, I'm Eva Tor. I'm the founder and CEO of Tor Equestrian LLC. Some of you may know me, but a few years ago, I started a business in the equestrian industry, as the name suggests. So I've since released a product line with our flagship product being the Tiny Tack Room. It's a portable saddle stand, saddle holder that solves the issues of convenience and durability for equestrians on the go. I'm also working on a helmet for equestrians, but today I'm hoping to get some help with the small batch of my saddle stand that I'm currently manufacturing. So I'm hoping to source some less expensive raw materials. The raw materials that I have access to, I'm working with the WVU Lane Innovation Hub, and they're doing all of my manufacturing for the small batch, and they've gotten most of these materials at a retail price, and I'm hoping to get them at a wholesale price to make this small batch a little bit more accessible for me so that I can gauge demand without investing so much upfront. So I'm hoping for primarily sheets of aluminum. I can send you the exact specs that I need, but if anyone has any connections or has any ideas for me, I'd really appreciate it. I'll drop all my information in the chat, and if you've got any ideas, just reach out to me after the meeting today. Thanks.
Okay, just aluminum. Not that hard. We can do this, right? Thanks, Eva. Over to you,
Not hard
Jen.
at all. Okay. So next we have Marlene Hackett. Marlene, can you tell us about Ensign's Foundry Cohort? And I do sincerely hope I did not botch that acronym.
You didn't. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for letting me share with you today. My name is Marlene Hackett, and I am an entrepreneur in the National Security Innovation Network Foundry 2024 cohort. So currently we're in phase 1 of the program, which focuses on customer discovery, exploring the commercial viability of our Department of Defense technology, and identifying business and technology development pathways. So the teams are determining if their technology has potential to form a company, and if they do determine that it has that potential, they'll move on to phase 2. And so in phase 2, we will focus on company formation, technology licensing, and identifying the commercial and public funding opportunities. And at the end of the cohort, we'll also present market assessment reports to the lab and compete at a live pitch event to potential customers and investors. So my team is currently working with the Department of Defense scientists and technologists to assess the market viability and the potential to commercialize an innovative cybersecurity technology, dynamic secure key generation system for securing communications and data in unmanned and autonomous systems more efficiently and more securely. So my ask of this audience is to help facilitate introductions to your contacts that use unmanned systems such as drones and self-driving vehicles in their operations. These systems could be aerial or underwater. And so that's my request today. Thank you.
Great. How interesting. Thank you so much. Please make sure you drop your contact information in the chat. Thanks.
Thank you.
Tara?
Yeah. Thank you, Marlene. Or yes, we need to get you, I don't know if anyone from Vertex Partners is on here, but we probably need to get you guys connected with them. And thank you, Andy Tennant, for that connection to Marlene. We really appreciate that. So we are going to be on the lookout for introductions to make for folks that are using drones and self-driving vehicles. All right. Next up, we've got the West Virginia Tech Hub and some updates. So Mike Graney was not able to be on today. So Ariana, do you want to take it away for Mike's updates?
Hi, everyone. Me again. I'll see if I can do this a little faster this time. All right. So, as Tara was saying, unfortunately, Mike couldn't be here, but I am the program manager for our West Virginia Digital Identity Tech Hub, which is a very long-winded way of saying that we received one of 31 federal Tech Hub grants from the EDA at the end of last year. It's an 18-month planning grant that was awarded to the West Virginia Department of Economic Development. We're now working really closely with organizations and the major universities across West Virginia to build the foundation for what we hope will become a really amazing and foundational tech hub centered around digital identity. We hope to build that within West Virginia, not only to provide additional opportunities here, but also because West Virginia has a really incredible ecosystem already of tech entrepreneurs, as well as companies and infrastructure dedicated to digital identity and adjacent technologies. Our definition of digital identity includes the identifiable data of a person, organization, nation, application, or device. So if you or anyone you know works in anything at all related to that, I would love to chat more. These are some of the companies that are currently in our consortium. So these are the people who are really our boots on the ground, helping us to build our strategy over the next year or so, and who we hope will continue to help us build a fully thriving and exciting tech hub within West Virginia. If you have any interest in getting involved, in supporting our work in any way, or feel like we could have some mutual value, please reach out to me. I will put my email in the chat. I also would love for anyone and everyone to follow our updates on LinkedIn via the QR code in the corner.
Oh, perfect timing. Thanks,
Wow.
Ariana.
I feel like I'm at the Olympics with that music.
Also, it does look like Mike Graney's on, so we'll see if he says in the chat if you did a good job or not on that.
I hope so. Thanks, Mike.
Okay. Up next, we have Ann Jones, who is going to talk with us about the National Science Foundation I-Corps training at WVU. Ann? Here she is.
Ah, now I'm
There you
unmuted.
are.
Hey, thank you so much. So I have two really interesting, important dates to share with you. One is September 4th. September 4th is the deadline for the National Science Foundation I-Corps Regional Course. Now, this is a course for STEM innovators, entrepreneurs, early stage startup founders who are interested in exploring how to create the most impact of their research. Participants get to learn to apply early customer discovery methodology, to evaluate their ideas for potential of translating their technology into a successful business. I'm going to put the link for the application, which is very straightforward, in the chat. If you know of somebody who's starting something cool that might benefit, please share that with them. Also, the class is plus free. You don't have to be from the state of West Virginia in order to participate. If you know somebody over the border, September 30th to October 30th. And successful completion of the course provides up to $3,000 in travel funds to continue with customer discovery. Also, quick second thing, September 10th, we will have the deadline for applications for our Veterans Pitch. This will be open to businesses that are within, that have about to launch or within, they've launched within less than 1 year. So that is being sponsored by Huntington Bank. It's going to take place here in Morgantown on October 3rd. So I'll put both of those things of information on there. Thanks.
Great. Thanks, Anne. Appreciate all of that. Please make sure you drop your information in the chat. And back to you, Tara.
All right. Thanks, Judy. Thanks, Anne. Okay, so next up we have a save the date for the West Virginia Makes Festival. I don't see Deacon or Derek on. Are either of you on? Or anyone that wants to talk about the West Virginia Makes Festival? Okay, well, I will drop a link in the chat, but make sure to save the date for the West Virginia Makes Festival in Huntington on November 8th. And I will send it back to you, Judy, for the next one.
Okay, so next up, we have Jamie Cope, who gets the award for the best background, first of all. I'll just say that. Jamie's with WVU Industrial Extension, and he's here to tell us about the upcoming West Virginia Manufacturing Conference. Jamie?
Thanks, Judy. And I'll say that West Virginia Makes Festival is great. If you get a chance to go, check that out. Yeah, so I'm Jamie Cope, Manager of Business Development with the WVU Industrial Extension. If you're not familiar with what we do, we help small to medium-sized manufacturers thrive and grow through health and safety, lean, management systems like ISO certifications, energy assessments, things like that. But anything we can do to help manufacturers thrive and grow is what we're into. And I'm going to say that startups generally aren't our sweet spot, but I've been emailing with Eva this morning and last night about some aluminum options for her. So we work with everybody. So love to work with you if you have any opportunities to work with us. So what I wanted to talk about was we've got a great conference coming up, the West Virginia Manufacturing Conference. September 24th, we're going to have a reception, and then 25th, we're going to have programming. It's going to be at the Bridgeport Conference Center. You can find more information at westvirginiamanufacturingconference.com, and I'll drop that in the chat here as soon as I'm done, along with my contact information. I put it in there a little early by accident, but I'll put it in again. One of the things that our group prides itself on is doing things hands-on. So a lot of the programming is going to be hands-on as well. Instead of just saying, these are ways that you can improve your efficiency, we bring in clients that we've worked with or experts and talk about what they have done and get a little bit more of a big picture of what's going on with that. Before I get fancy music playing, I wanted to let you know that if you use WVIE 50 when you register, you get $50 off the $99 registration fee. So I will drop that in the chat as well. So get your registration down to $49, and that's for manufacturers.
Woo, good job. And we love the discount codes. That's an awesome thing. Thanks, Jamie. Don't forget to drop your information there that you need to follow. Kara?
All right. Thanks, Jamie. Looking forward to the West Virginia Manufacturing Conference. You and Stacy do such a great job. So thank you for your hard work on that. Okay, next up, Jenna, can you talk to us about NRGRDA is seeking some technical assistance vendors?
Sure. Thanks, Tara. Yeah, so I wanted to jump on today and just give you guys an overview of our NRG working group and the call for some technical assistance vendors that we're looking for. And so the NRG working group is a congressionally directed spending request initiative that NRGRDA was tasked with in 2023. And ultimately, the goal of the working group is to provide technical assistance funding for community-driven projects around infrastructure development. The infrastructure development priorities are on our website. I'll drop the link in the chat. And communities and nonprofit entities can request technical assistance funds. Our current application period is open to help support any planning, design work, community facilitation, and conversation development, and in anything that would help elevate their project, like we refer to from shelf to shovel. So if we can get those projects closer to being funding ready and shovel ready, we want to use our technical assistance to do so. In the meantime, we are also, while we're accepting applications from nonprofit entities in our footprint, we are also doing an all call for vendors across the state of West Virginia to fill the need for that technical assistance project. We're looking for engineering firms, architecture firms, planning consultants, facilitation consultants. And when you check out the website and look at the different infrastructure priorities, vendors can sort of self-identify where they might be able to fit. There's a link directly on the website to reach out and ask any questions that you might have, and ask if you fit as a technical assistance vendor. And so because this infrastructure working group and technical assistance was funded by the SBA, we do have a prioritization of using small businesses. And so again, we're both accepting applications in our footprint for technical assistance and doing an all call for vendors to serve the TA needs.
Wow, great timing. All right, thanks, Jenna. That sounds like a great opportunity, not only for the communities and nonprofits, but for some folks on here that might be technical assistance vendors. So thanks for sharing that opportunity. Judy, I'll send it back over to you to start our corner updates.
Great. So first up, we have Mike Queen from the Secretary of State's office with some exciting news to share. Mike?
Good morning, or good afternoon, I guess now, huh? little bit late. A couple really great announcements. 1,169 new businesses were formed in the month of July in West Virginia, and that's a four-year record high. So everybody that participated in that new business development in the summer month, we want to reach out and say thank you to. Top 5 counties for business growth last month. Listen to these smaller counties: Wirt, Wetzel, Summers, Wyoming, and Morgan counties all led the state in percentage of growth in their counties. And the top 5 counties with the number of counties, of course, are bigger counties: Kanawha, Monongalia, Berkeley, Raleigh, and Jefferson, in that order. So congratulations to all of the ecosystem participants that work so hard with those businesses in those particular counties, but really throughout the state. We want to remind everybody that we continue to listen to members of the ecosystem to make our business statistic database better and user-friendly, so you can get the data that you need. We want you to be able to navigate through that data as often as you'd like and as effective as you need to be. So any input about what we can do to add information to the database is very much appreciated. Secretary Warner wanted me to remind everybody that September is National Voter Registration Month. If you're not registered to vote, why not? You can go online now and register. GoVoteWV.com. GoVoteWV.com is a secure landing page for the website, and you can register to vote or change your registration if you've moved or you need to since the last election. Change your name or move to a different location. You do need to do that. Other than that, we want to continue to thank everybody in the ecosystem for what you're doing and remind you to save the date for Bridging Innovation. We're big supporters of that event coming up April 28th. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Mike. And I can't believe that we're already talking about bridging innovation again. It just seems like it was just here. So thanks for all that exciting news, though. That's really great. Great to hear all of that. Tara?
Perfect. Yes, thanks, Mike. The Secretary of State's office has been such a huge supporter, and we do really appreciate your continued support. Okay, Mark Burdett, what's going on over at West Virginia Business Link? Any SBDC updates? Give us a scoop.
Absolutely. Oh, my sharing's not turned on. Can you do that real quick? I thought I was.
Jen, can you help me here?
While they're doing that, I will a couple things that I want to see. We're seeing an uptick in requests for QuickBooks training. So if any of the resource partners out there, you guys specifically offer that, please let me know. And is it working now? No, still not. Anyway, I'm going to drop this in the chat, but I'll just verbally tell you. So anyway, it's great to see over 90 people here in August on the call. It's very awesome. Again, my name is Mark Burdett with the program coordinator for West Virginia Business Link, service of the SBDC.
You should be able to share now, Mark.
Okay. Let me do that here. There we go. Yeah, because I wanted to physically show this to you guys. So can you guys see the SBA announcement? This is kind of hot off the press. I didn't see any SBA folks on the call today. They may be, but they can follow up in the chat. But the SBA just did a press release to help West Virginia businesses affected by the drought. So I will drop this link in the chat. Be sure to share it with your network so folks can get some help if they need it. I know the drought issues, especially in the eastern panhandle of the state, has been challenging. Next up, the SBDC released a very comprehensive guide to understanding the Corporate Transparency Act and BOI reporting requirements. If any of you guys have any questions about this, feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to share this. We'll be putting some more posts on Business Link for it, but it's definitely something to share because I'm sure you guys are seeing an uptick in questions about who is FinCEN and how do I submit these reports? Do I need to do that? So with that, that's all I have today.
Good timing. Thanks,
Yep.
Mark. We appreciate it.
Okay, so next we have a newer resource for entrepreneurs that I'm super excited about, this investment corner. And here to tell us about that is Michelle O'Connor.
Thank you, Judy. Yeah, so we're excited. We did a preliminary launch last month, and we got a lot of interest from entrepreneurs who are interested in doing pitches and some that just need some resources. So on today's call, we're going to have people who are just going to be doing two-minute pitches looking for resources. So it's pretty exciting. Going forward, though, we do have pitches lined up for October and November and September. So I forget we're in August. And the other exciting news that you heard earlier on the call is Innova Commercialization is an initiative of the High Tech Foundation. And we did find out that we received the EDA grant. So we're very, very excited about that. And as we start to roll out that grant with our partners, we will be bringing you more updates about all of that on this call. With that, I think we should just roll into our 2-minute pitches.
All right, that sounds good. Thanks,
Great.
Michelle. We really
Thanks.
appreciate it. So we are excited to get this corner kicked off. As Michelle mentioned, just want to be clear. So this month we're going to do several showcases for entrepreneurs. That'll be 2 minutes, but moving forward, starting next month, we'll have an entrepreneur do an actual pitch that'll be 5 minutes long. So this will be the last month of the 2 minutes for this way of entrepreneurs asking for the resources. So first off, do we have Lisa with Alto Design to kick us off? No, Lisa? Okay, we'll go to the next one. Peter, are you on with C Appalachia?
Yes. If you could, I don't know if you have to click anything for me to share a page or to share my screen.
Jen is good. We'll get you co-host permissions momentarily.
All right.
All right, looks like you have co-host ability now.
Okay. Let me start this. All righty. Everybody see the first screen, see Appalachia?
Not yet.
Let's try. How about now?
Now we can. Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Do I need to minimize that one screen?
I would put it in presenter mode so we can see the full screen. And Bill, do you mind just reset his timer? Thank you.
It is not clicking through. But just for the sake of time, I'll start. So my name's Peter Corum, and I'm the founder of the startup See Appalachia, and that stands for Social Enterprise Entrepreneurs of Appalachia. See Appalachia's mission is to increase the population and economic opportunities in individual Appalachian communities by manufacturing affordable homes utilizing industrial construction. This approach is a replicable and sustainable business model that will train and employ at-risk populations in those underserved communities. And those include people in recovery, homeless, foster care, single parents, veterans, and it enables them to become productive citizens and members of our community. So basically, our first opportunity is in Kimball, West Virginia. And if you're familiar with McDowell County, you can see the Appalachia is facing twin crises of decreasing population, in large part due to the opioid crisis, and job opportunities or losses in manufacturing in particular. So what we looked at was taking two of our problems to solve another problem. But in order to do that, we need to enter into a market large enough to handle those solutions. And so affordable housing is a major problem with basically every community from affordability on. The market is vast. It's almost $500 million, $541 billion actually, of a $2.6 trillion market. So basically, we believe we're in a marketplace with literally unlimited demand. And within that community, right now, we're targeting an 80% area median income marketplace, and to build those homes. One last pitch is we're actually just looking for grants and partners and to facilitate the completion of our startup analysis. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Peter. We appreciate it. If you want to just drop your information in the chat, if anyone has any questions, they can contact you directly. Okay, and next we are going to Gabby. Will you talk to us about Blue Appalachia? And I know Ansel's on here too, but I think Gabby's going to drive today, right?
Yes, I believe Ansel is going to share his screen. Okay, there we go. All right. So, good afternoon, everyone. I am Gabby Ponder, and along with my husband, Ansel Ponder, we founded Blue Appalachia, which is a real estate development company centered around thoughtful and sustainable redevelopment of once vibrant communities. Not only do we focus on thoughtful and sustainable redevelopment, but the preservation of the history, the culture, and the legacy of these once vibrant communities. So our first and current project that we are working on is called Cottages on the Hill, which will be settled on property that we own on the 1400 block of Hill Avenue, which is situated right behind Bluefield State University. Our goal with this first project is to create an affordable pocket neighborhood of 7 new cottage developments and 1 renovation of the last existing dwelling on this 1400 block. So right now, our total ask for our project completion is 1.5 to 1.7. But right now, our biggest hurdle is obtaining the funding for pre-development services to get us over that hump. And so we appreciate the opportunity to present just a portion of our project today and hope to have meaningful conversations with those that are interested in learning more. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Gabby. We appreciate it. I'm going to send it back over to Judy to introduce our last entrepreneur pitch.
All right, thanks, Tara. So now we have Forrest Dolan from Dig In Inc. Forrest?
Hi, can everybody hear me?
Yes, you're good.
I'm Forrest Dolan with Dig In Inc. We've been working with the Boone Cooperative Housing Project. It's been now over a year working with community members here. We had 5 participants in a larger community group that was working out of Charleston that were aimed at building cooperative businesses through community. We kind of analyzed the abilities and capabilities of everybody in the group, and we've decided that we want to move forward trying to build a cooperative housing project here in Boone County. For those that don't know a lot about Boone County, it's a transitioning community away from coal. It's a lot of low-income individuals, and there's not a lot of low-income or even affordable housing in our area, which is kind of prevalent everywhere at the moment. So we decided that our long-term goal would be to try to establish a grassroots community, but in the short term, we're willing to work towards just trying to make small strides because we are a grassroots organization with everything. So our aim is to start with a single property and develop small efficiency homes, either straight out efficiencies or like 1-bedroom homes, even kind of tiny homes even, to try to alleviate some of the need that is taking place and the need that's going to take place in the future if we continue to develop recreational opportunities here, because nobody working in these coming recreational opportunities is going to be making huge money right out of the gate. So we just want to solve some community problems and make some progress here.
All right, good timing. Thank you so much, Forrest. Tara, I think that puts us at the end of our day.
Yes, I'm just going to let Michelle say a couple of words to wrap up and some final thoughts around the new investment corner. Michelle?
Thank you, Tara. So yeah, so that's an example of a 2-minute pitch. If you're looking for something, not necessarily funding per se, but you're just needing resources or connections. So I encourage everybody who is an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur or thinking about being an entrepreneur, if you want to come on to our calls and be part of our investment corner, there's a real quick application to fill out. Let us know what you need and we will work with you. Additionally, we're going to have, there are investors that are on this call and those that will then see it when it's recorded. So we wanted to make sure that this is kind of a quick preview for those investors to see your ideas before you do an official pitch. And those that we're working with that actually need funding or something outside of the resources, we will work with you and make those connections outside of this call as well.
Perfect. Thanks, Michelle, and congratulations on your EDA grant. We're really proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have about 5 minutes left. If there is anything that you would like to share, you can drop it in the chat or come off mute. And again, if you'd like to apply to pitch in the investment corner, we have there, Mark dropped the link in and I dropped the link in as well. And then it'll be in the follow-up email. Andy, it looks like you have your hand raised. You want to come off mute?
Yeah, hi. Oh, sorry, I got my video closed. Hey, everybody. So just wanted to put out there, the Department of Defense is looking at reassessing its Blue UAS platforms. So those of you who are in the unmanned space The Blue UAS list is like a pre-certified list of drones that are validated to operate in the U.S. airspace, and it's approved by the government. So we're looking at assessing what that looks like and trying to add more technologies to the list to help complement our current Blue UAS list. I'll go ahead and drop a link for the application. I think it closes on the 19th. But if you guys have any technology that's related to unmanned systems, communication, there's a bunch of stuff listed there. So just go ahead and feel free to apply. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Andy. All right, next hand that's raised, Nicole.
Hi, thank you so much for that, Tara. Nicole Giammi here. I am with the South Atlantic SBTRC, and one of the areas I cover is West Virginia. And just really want to say, really wanted to say hello and introduce myself to everyone. But also, if there are any construction-related projects that are taking place there, we do provide a curriculum and can provide any technical assistance or training to support that, and even a list of firms that would be appropriate, minority and women-owned firms that would be appropriate in that project. So I put my information in the chat earlier. Nicole Giammi with the South Atlantic SBTRC. Thank you, guys. Hi, Mom.
Thank you, Nicole. Appreciate it. Marjorie, I see you dropped some stuff in the chat. Do you or Brian want to talk about the West Virginia FASTER program?
Yes, just briefly, we have an upcoming national affiliated Kaufman Fast Track program. It will be in person. This is an entrepreneurship program for really micro businesses, small businesses, and it's designed for folks to come in person. I said that at the Kanawha County Public Library, 5:30, August 22nd. And I will put I think I did put the link to register. And this is for folks in the Advantage Valley region. That is Boone, Braxton, Cabell, Clay, Kanawha, Lincoln, Mason, Jackson, and Wayne counties. Thanks.
That was great. Thanks, Marjorie. All right, Josiah, you have your hand raised.
Thank you. I just wanted to mention Coalfield Development is having our ground up gathering, which will be September 26th. Starting at 4 p.m. at our West Edge factory. I'll put a link in the chat to register for it, totally free. It'll be catered by the folks who won the James Beard Award 1010 Bridge. They've been very generous to cut costs, and then we'll cover the rest of the cost, and it'll be open to the community. Just looking to highlight our RAPS partners, which are doing workforce development, and talk about our SEED program, which invests in entrepreneurs and small businesses. Looking to highlight all of that work that's kind of external of Coalfield and get as many people as possible. So we're hoping to have about 500 people. Feel free to share the link, invite others, and it'll be all the information will be in the registration link that I send out.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I think we have 1 minute, so time for one more. Lance, I see you have something to share.
Yes, very briefly, we hope to be making an announcement in the next 60 days, but if you've read about the Marcellus and Utica shale containing vast quantities of lithium, we'll still soon be partnering in a joint venture with a major Central Appalachian energy producer to be doing just that in a very large scale way. And so hope to provide a lot of jobs, a lot of opportunity for those in the region, and make use of this vast resource in the Mountain State. Thank you.
All right. So this was my first opportunity of co-chairing, and I have to say that from the outside in or the inside out, this is an amazing call that we have every month, and it's just great to hear about all the wonderful things going on in the state and all the providers and everyone coming together to really build up the entrepreneurship ecosystem. So I think with that, Tara, I think we're finished, right?
Yes. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Great call.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Hi, everybody.